Hey guys, before the video begins, I'd like you to know that I have a Twitter account over at carthusdojo. Go ahead, follow me, tweet at me, and I'll reply to anything you send my way. Now, video intro. Hello everyone, I'm Carthu, and welcome to another episode of Everything Important. This is the series where I tell you what important things happened in the latest episode of Dragon Ball Super. This week is episode 124, so let's jump into it. The episode begins with Goku and Vegeta continuing their fight with Jiren. Interestingly, despite Goku using a Kamehameha and Vegeta using a Final Flash, both of which hit Jiren dead on at the same time, Jiren does not even seem phased, but does start to show some more of his real power. This could be a sign that Goku and Vegeta are posing more of a challenge to him than any other encounter in the tournament, even more so than the fight with Ultra Instinct Goku. Moving over, we see that Dispo and base/final form Frieza, whatever you want to call him, are continuing to fight. As Dispo increases his speed, it seems like Frieza is getting slightly overwhelmed. However, Dispo's attacks seem to have no effect on Frieza, which confirms that Dispo needs a significant speed advantage in order to beat stronger opponents. Think of Killua in Hunter x Hunter. Frieza goes golden, and it seems to turn the tide of battle. But then, Dispo uses a move to make him even faster than he was before, and seemingly faster than when he fought Goku and Hit. This is further shown by the God Pad no longer being able to slow down the fight to a visible level. This is a pretty good feat for Dispo, but the Grand Priest assures Zeno that next time they have a tournament, whenever the hell that will be, he will upgrade the God Pad, meaning it's not beyond the Grand Priest in terms of a feat. Just as it seems like Frieza will be knocked off the arena, Gohan comes in and kicks Dispo away. Interestingly, when Frieza threatens to betray him, Gohan seems unfazed, and actually says he'd just kick Frieza out himself. Since Gohan can sense Golden Frieza's ki, it's either an alpha move to assert his Big Bang dominance, or he can actually sense that Golden Frieza is weaker than him. For now, just use the statement as a way to show that they're at least relative in power, which further pushes the idea that Ultimate Gohan is about Super Saiyan Blue level. Despite Gohan and Frieza working together, Dispo's speed is still far too fast to be hit, but Gohan has a plan. He uses Frieza's death beams as a cage to stop Dispo's movements and force him into a one-on-one brawl. The plan does see success, however, Frieza's stamina was far too drained by creating this cage to actually keep it up, and this leads to Dispo being freed. Interestingly, draining Frieza's stamina now may hinder him more in later fights. No matter how much he's trained to perfect the golden form, it is very possible that this drain right now may actually shorten the length of time he can still fight in that form. In order to ensure Dispo's elimination, Gohan grabs him from behind and has Frieza send them both out of the arena. This almost seems like Gohan is trying to repent for his failure against Toppo with Android 17 using the same strategy. In short though, Dispo and Gohan are both eliminated. Finally, there are 6 minutes remaining in the Tournament of Power. Probably about 6 more episodes to go of actual fighting, 1 wrap-up episode, and then see you later, Dragon Ball Super. But that's it. Everything important in episode 124. Now, as I do every week, it's time for my ramblings and review. We're going to do it different this week. So I've been using this method of why I think an episode is this way, and this week I just wanted to actually have a talk with you guys, and I'll tell you right now my rating. My rating for the episode is probably on the good side. If they didn't reuse animation, it probably would have even fell farther down. To think that reusing so much animation, and they reused a lot if you didn't notice, that actually saved the episode. So, it's a good thing that they did it, but, it's really hard, especially for me who has an eye for it, and especially for anyone who might be binge watching the series, they're going to notice it very easily. Scenes look almost identical, just with new characters drawn in places of other characters. So, what did I want to discuss that wasn't the reasons for my opinion on the episode? Like I said, it's in between a meh and a good. I'm not going to even put the graphic up on the screen probably, because I just wanted to actually talk about the series. Dragon Ball Super has been quite a ride, and for those who don't know, its pre-production, which was only 2 months, to put that in perspective, that's usually supposed to be about 6 months to a year of pre-production. For Dragon Ball Super, probably a year was required, but they didn't do it. And because of this, that's why we had such poor quality in the beginning. To compensate for this poor quality and this poor pre-production, they started putting 2 animation supervisors on every episode. That's doubling one of your most paid staff on every single episode. They also doubled the chief animation supervisor position, and that's another high-paying position, and they're alternating episodes because there's only 2 of them, and they're just trying to create a sense of normalcy across episodes as best they can. It's pretty crazy to think that there's doubling, in some cases tripling, of high-paid staff in Dragon Ball Super, and this is the quality we're receiving. You see how much even money can only go so far into an actual production. Dragon Ball Super is a very highly paid production. So, what does this mean? Why did I bring this up? It's mainly because this episode is a key example of how they can't go on like this. This episode right here is basically scrapped together from a bunch of other episodes with slight redrawings on top of them. Some scenes are fresh, but a lot of it, and I mean a lot of it, is redrawn and redone. It's having failures. It's starting to fall apart at the seams, and this tournament was a very ambitious idea, but one that actually a series in this state could not undertake without having to have episodes like this. Does that mean this episode was bad to the average viewer? No. But what it means is behind the scenes, everything is falling apart. It's like that scene in SpongeBob where you're in his mind and everything's on fire and all the little SpongeBobs are running around. It's a mess. They need to be able to fix this. Dragon Ball Super taking a break, we're hoping is a break. It's not confirmed a hiatus, guys. I don't want to lie to you. It's not confirmed to be a hiatus. It's confirmed to end, and there's talks about bringing it back. I'm sure that will highly depend on how successful the new movie is. But if this is how it goes, and they do actually come back with a series, maybe not Dragon Ball Super, maybe something else, Dragon Ball something, then hopefully they give it the pre-production it deserves, and hopefully this next series is consistently amazing, and consistently well written, and consistently well animated, and just always blowing us away. Because we don't want to have another Dragon Ball Super. We want to surpass Dragon Ball Super, and Dragon Ball Super has a lot of highs, but it has a lot of lows as well. I'm not saying I disliked Super. I actually loved Dragon Ball Super after we passed the movie arcs. And it's actually one of the things that I would tell people is just watch the movies and then get into Dragon Ball Super at episode like 28, I believe it is. You know, just fill in the gaps if you have to by using a wikia if you hear something mentioned that you hadn't heard before. Dragon Ball Super needs this break. And I want you guys to accept that needs this break. If we as a community can accept that Dragon Ball Super needs its time to recover, or Dragon Ball, let's actually just call it what it is. If Dragon Ball needs this time to recover, create new stories, have ideas ahead of itself, have a manga that's ahead of itself. Not so they can rip off Toyotaro. Toyotaro is not that interesting with angles and fight choreography, not nearly as much as Toriyama. But having a manga that has a baseline story that they can follow off of, that's pretty good. And they could still adjust it. I'm fine with the different continuities we have. But it's going to be something else that helps them instead of another thing that hurts them. Having this manga be behind is only hurting them. It's only making it harder. Toriyama is more involved with the manga. We know this from interviews. So if Toriyama is more involved in one end and not the other, then realistically, we want the one that Toriyama is more involved in. And we want the series to be better. So, I did enjoy this episode. That's why it actually has a higher rating for me than last week's episode. Because I think it actually was better than last week's episode. Last week's episode was just underwhelming for a number of reasons, and mainly of which was that Vegeta's form was underplayed and sort of a non-moment. It didn't really have interaction. It almost felt like when Future Trunks got his new form, Super Saiyan Rage, and no one reacted to it like the way they should have. You know, there were some slight reactions to the power, just like with Future Trunks, but that was about it. So guys, I just want us to accept that Dragon Ball Super is leaving us for at least a time. Dragon Ball, I keep saying Super. Dragon Ball is leaving us for a time. And eventually, if it does come back, it will come back in the form it deserves. Not this. And hopefully better. Alright? I don't want us to be angry. I don't want us to be upset, though we can be sad about it. I don't want us just to be, crying about it and saying, no, it has to come back. No. We wanted to give it time. We want to give it time. It deserves the time. It deserves the love, and it deserves the care of a series that we hold dear to ourselves. Anyway, guys, back to this episode. I thought it was pretty good. The animation side of things was fine because most people won't notice that. It did help elevate an episode that probably would have been piss poor if they didn't reuse that animation. As for story goes, I'm fine with the whole teaming up thing. It worked well. And actually having a moment where a character's plan fails, specifically Gohan's, it felt nice. It felt refreshing. And, he paid the price, but he did what he had to do to see the mission through. And that was a good thing. It was growth for Gohan, sacrificing himself, and it was actually well done, in my opinion. I didn't expect Gohan to get growth in this arc, at least not in the way that people were thinking, like, oh, he's gonna get Super Saiyan Blanco versus El Grande Padre. No. El Padre Grande. No. Grande. No. No. We'll get that later, hopefully in the next series. And hopefully that series, if we're lucky, it'll come out late 2019, maybe like July or something. But that's if they put it in pre-production soon enough. Anyway, guys, I just wanted you to know, I thought the episode was pretty good. Dragon Ball Super has been a great time. We're going to keep doing everything important until it ends. And then after that, we'll figure out what's going on. There's still going to be a manga I can talk about, and probably some other shonen anime that you guys also enjoy, like I do. Before I headed out today, guys, I just wanted to say that I posted a shirt up on Teespring using the new logo that I just made. Originally, I was just making a shirt for myself, but I decided that since it's so easy to post one on Teespring, I did. I knocked the price of the shirt down from what they wanted me to sell it at because I just want you guys to be able to get it without spending a ridiculous amount of money, to be honest. If you're interested in one or supporting the channel, I highly recommend checking this out. Link is in the description. So what do you guys think? Leave your opinions and counterpoints in the comments down below, and subscribe if you want more Dragon Ball videos. But for now, video outro!